Good morning, everyone. Through my work with burnout, I've come to realize there are two key sources of stress and burnout. It can come either from ourselves in the way we react or overreact to stressors, or it can come from a boss who expects us to burn the candle at both ends. Either way, we find ourselves overworked, overstressed, and sadly, burned out. So I'm here today to share with you how to banish burnout. Let's jump right in. Do you ever have a stressful day? Does every day seem like a stressful day? How often do you feel stressed out? Well, let's picture this typical day. You wake up and you get a 911 text right away, first thing in the morning, from someone on your team. One of your venues has flooded, and that's for your event next week. Oh my gosh. Now what are we going to do? The plan for your day, actually for your week, has completely gone out the window. You have knots in your stomach, and now you have a headache, and you throw your clothes on and start rushing to your office. On the way, you think, wow, I really could use a big, strong cup of coffee. So you stop at your favorite coffee shop. But of course, there's a really long line. And you know those crazy customers. How many calories are in the chocolate croissant? And you're tearing your hair out like, come on, people, let's get going. I've got to get to work. So you go on about your day, having meetings and phone calls and texts and emails. I don't have to tell you all the things you have to do to solve the problem of finding a new venue. You finish your day eventually, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock, go home, have dinner with the family. And after dinner, you think, oh gosh, I've got to get one more email done for my favorite special exhibitor who really supports us at every conference. I got to make sure they understand exactly what to do. So I sit down at my computer and you start typing away, and you get into the flow. Has that ever happened where you start working and you lose all track of time? Suddenly you think, well, what time is it? Tick-tock, it's midnight. It's time to go to bed. So you shut down your computer, you get in bed, but you can't fall asleep right away because you haven't given yourself the space between your work time and your downtime. You haven't really decompressed, especially from this crazy day. Eventually you fall asleep, but you don't have a good night's sleep, and the whole cycle starts all over again tomorrow. Does this sound familiar? Does any scenario like this sound familiar? Do you run around putting out all these different fires every day and having these crisis kind of feelings in your body, in your head, in your mind and your body? So I'll ask you again, how often do you feel stressed out? Well, when I ask audiences this question, the average response is 75.3% of the time. I don't know where the 0.3 came from. Let's just call it 75%. So 3/4 of the time, people are feeling stressed out. That's just too much darn stress. And I know it can come from so many places. Especially for you meeting planners, there's always stress, isn't it? It can come from a flood in a venue. It can come from an exhibitor who's not meeting their deadlines. Or it can come from worrying about Rihanna. When is she going to release her next album? Oh my gosh. But seriously, stress is always around, isn't it? And the problem is we take it all in, but we don't have a way to get it all out. And so we erupt into the big B, burnout. Now, we can't stop all these stressful things from happening, but what we can do is we can change the way we react from the inside out. And so my goal today is to show you how to change your behavior with my most valuable tool in my Banish Burnout Toolkit, and that is called setting healthy boundaries. Let's jump in. Have you ever said yes to something and regretted it later? Are you the kind of person that says yes a lot of the time? I mean, I was brought up to, when a friend asks for help, of course you say yes, because they're a friend. But sometimes it gets to be too much. Like, my neighbor wants me to help them with their garage sale at 7 o'clock Saturday morning. No, why did I say yes to that? And so today I'm going to teach you a couple of ways to change your reaction and learn how to say no without saying no. And all my tools and scripts are in my book, which you're all going to get a copy of at the end. So here's one example. Someone asks you to do something and you really don't have time. I'm sorry. I wish I could. I can't. I'm so sorry. No extra talking, no explaining, because the more you explain, the more they're going to try to counter your arguments. You don't have to go to Target now. You can go next week. No explaining. I'm sorry. I wish I could. I can't. I'm so sorry. Now, if this is a good friend that you've been saying yes to for years and you never say no, but you wish you could, they're going to get angry at first. They're going to argue back. But if you hang tough and repeat, I'm so sorry, I wish I could, I can't, they're going to get the hint eventually. And they may stomp away mad, but they'll come back. And if they don't come back, that's not a friend you really want in your life. Now, what about at work? Are you allowed to say no at work? And I know as meeting planners how busy you are, and you're all on a very busy team trying to get a lot of things done. But where's the limit? Is it fair to ask you to work till 10 o'clock every single night? Every night of the week? Every week of the month? Not really. We don't want you to burn out. So how do you say no without saying no? So someone comes to you, the executive director comes to you and says, oh, we have this great idea for our annual conference. We want you to start an emerging leader division. And all of a sudden you're panicking. Oh my gosh, that's not so simple. There's so many roving pieces. How do you say no without saying no? I'm excited to work on this new event. Which of my other projects would you like me to move so I can join you on the new event? Which of my other projects would you like me to move so I can join you on this new event? That's saying, no, I don't have time without saying no. You don't have to get angry. You can stay calm and rational. And you can say, which of my other projects would you like me to move so I can join you on this new event? Simple, clear. And that puts the onus back on them to find you more resources or give that to someone else. So there you have it. My best tool for banishing burnout is setting healthy boundaries. And I hope I've given you the momentum to start banishing burnout in your life. Today, I'm gifting you a PDF copy of my book, Banish Burnout Toolkit, and try to snap a picture of this screen, use the QR code or the link, janicelitvin.com/resources-book, and I will put that in the chat in case you don't have time to get that now. Thank you so much, everyone.